Today we are going to watch a video entitled
Anorexia nervosa.
So we are going to watch it and give some comment of this video. Before that, we are going to introduce ourselves first, to begin with Elvira.
Hi, my name is Elvira Felix, metric number S26732.
Hello, my name is Mimi Malisa, metric number S26738.
Hi, my name is Nur Amira Hazira, metric number S26735.
Hi, my name is Leong Wan Ting. My matrix number is S26740.
Hi, I am Cassandra Sarah David, metric number S26739.
So let's watch.
I am so jealous of you. Everything always looks so good on you, is what friends often say to me. But do you know what I've been through to get this body? Follow me and I'll tell you my story. I used to be the girl in school that nobody noticed. All of the boys would just look right past me. I wasn't even popular in my own group of friends. I was invisible. I used to feel a little down about that, but it was my goal to get into the best university possible. And when I set my mind to something, I do everything in my power to achieve it. My priority was to first get into my dream college, and then I could worry about my appearance. I asked my parents for their permission to get cosmetic surgery if I was accepted into the university, and they agreed and gave me their blessing. So from that moment on, I focused all of my time and all of my energy into studying to pass the entrance exams. And once I was accepted, they were so proud as they knew how much work I had put into getting there. But I was still a long ways away from achieving my dream. There were two more obstacles I still had to overcome. First was my face. So I had the surgery to add an extra layer onto my eyes, to raise the bridge of my nose, and to make my face into the V shape. All the things that seems to be what people consider beautiful. When I was done, I looked like a completely different person. But then I was left with the part that stressed me out the most, losing the weight. Because even though my face was beautiful, if I'm still fat, no one will consider me beautiful. This is the social convention. You have to be skinny to be beautiful. It didn't help that most of the boys in the university liked to tease me. Chubby, they'd call me. Piggy, they'd tease. They even joked around about my big arms and big legs. My friends said they were just joking and not to take it seriously. But as time went on, I had no more confidence and no more self-esteem. So I had to be skinny. I watched clips online to teach me how to exercise, and I used the entire summer break to lose the weight. At first, I was so exhausted and everything hurt. I almost gave up. But I kept myself inspired by constantly looking at all these beautiful and fit girls on Instagram. I figured if I could look like them, people would notice me. I could wear anything I wanted, but most importantly, I could finally show the people that teased me about my body that they were wrong. Once university started, I was the center of attention. Girls looked at me with jealousy, and so many boys kept asking me for my phone number. Even my clothes were getting smaller. But it wasn't enough. When I was nominated as the queen for the summer ball, I started to worry even more that I wouldn't win. I still believed my body wasn't perfect yet, and exercising just wasn't enough anymore. So I started to control my diet. I ate less and was more picky about what I was eating. I ended up losing weight even faster than I did from exercising. People were telling me I was too skinny, but I didn't believe them. I'm not skinny. What are you talking about? Of course, I won the Queen of the Summer Ball. I worked so hard for it. Everyone was congratulating me, but all I could think about was that I had to work even harder. That I'm still fat, and if I'm not careful, I would go back to being invisible again. I had to exercise more and control my diet more. So I started to work out not just in the evening, but also in the morning. I didn't eat anything that had carbohydrates or fat in it. For lunch, I would eat fruit or a box of milk, and for dinner, I had just a glass of water. I was so obsessed with how I looked. I really believed that if I missed a workout or ate more than I was supposed to, I would go back to being fat again. While I was obsessing about my weight, I was just ignoring all these other strange symptoms that were occurring. My period had stopped coming for months. I was losing so much hair. I was cold. I was always cold. My skin was starting to peel, and I was struggling in every single class to focus. My grades had dropped so far and so fast that nobody could believe it. A lot of people noticed the change. I kept hearing that I was too skinny, I wasn't the same, I wasn't as pretty as I used to be. I couldn't accept it and would just tell them that they didn't know what they were talking about. I lost a lot of friends that time. I cried almost every day. I really didn't know what they were talking about. I couldn't see what was so skinny about me. When I looked in the mirror, I still looked fat. So I thought they must have just been jealous. Hi, honey. I woke up to see my mother standing next to me. She looked sad and concerned. Then I looked around. Why do I have so many tubes in my arms? What's happening? The last thing I remembered, I was exercising. I was diagnosed with anorexia. I couldn't believe it, but I knew my condition must have been serious when I could no longer feed myself and I had to be fed through tubes. I was in the hospital for weeks. I even had to drop out of school and my mom even had to quit her job just to take care of me. But it's been a year now and I'm fully recovered and finally back in university. I've really learned how little value other people's opinions have. The most important things are the love you have from friends and family, but what's even more important is the love that you have for yourself. I am me, and I am beautiful in my own way, and I don't feel the need to have to follow society or trends about being skinny. Why do I need people who only love me for how I look anyway? It's been a long journey getting here. I really hope that my story can help to warn people that are about to fall into the same trap.
So we are going to summarize the video. I will start. I feel sad watching the girl in the video go through the stages of anorexia. The people around her told that she is fat or ugly, and that drives her to anorexia. What do you think about it, Mimi?
I feel very sorry to this girl who's suffering anorexia nervosa because she got influenced by friends and followers on her Instagram. So what about you, Amira?
For me, I think I feel very sympathy to her because, like you said, she had influenced too much by other people, and she gone lose her confidence level. She too obsessed on her diet and calorie by eating small amount of food. So lastly, she had suffered anorexia. So what do you think?
In my opinion, I think it is not worth to lose our health, even lead parents to resign their job in order to take care of us. Actually, inner beauty lasts long because one day we must be old. How about you, Cassandra?
After watching the video, I feel like sympathy to these kind of people who suffered with anorexia nervosa because these people are too obsessed toward their own look and they worried if people will teasing them and talk something negative about them.
I realized that there are an organization such as National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorder Incorporation (ANAD) that provide treatment referral, support groups, and education not only to those who are suffering but everyone around. What about you, Mimi?
I have noticed that Butterfly Foundation for Eating Disorder is an organization that set up an awareness campaign called May Days, and it is for treatment and prevention for eating disorder. So, what do you think, Amira?
I found that there are organizations such as, like Elvira said, ANAD, which is National Association of Anorexia Nervosa, and Associated Disorder. This is the oldest organization in US, and this organization aim to fighting disorder, struggling with eating disorder. So what about you?
I saw that an article, government are justified in law to prevent modeling agency from using skinny women in catwalk and stop magazine from printing advert and photographs that suggest extreme thinness is attractive. How about you, Cassandra?
I realized that the government of health are providing free counseling and give motivations to those people who shows the symptom of anorexia nervosa. It may be not avoid 100% can avoid this problem, but at least it helps to decrease the number of people with this problem.
For me, one small action that I can take is through social media. There are people who are suffering with anorexia all around the world. I can join an organization that helps anorexic or people who are suffering with eating disorder and give them support through social media. I can also educate people on social media about anorexia and how it is a serious matter.
Personally, I will pleasantly join this organization, which is Butterfly Foundation, to nourish some information and get closer to the victim of anorexia. And as a woman, I believe that every one of us wish a beautiful dream body. And so I will spread the knowledge to anorexia victim through social media like Instagram or Facebook and influence them to love their body and be grateful. And Amira?
Firstly, I will join a campaign about this issue for fight eating disorder by giving some template or note for them so that they could understand more about the correct way on diet based on the food pyramid. Secondly, I will do on a website to teach them the proper way on exercising, and don't let anyone talk bad about you, influence you. Just be yourself. So what about you, Atin?
For my opinion, I will be away to people surrounding me. If find out who are suffering anorexia, try to consult him or her doctor. Next, I will help charity like collecting money from the kind people for needed people who are suffering for anorexia. How about you, Cassandra?
I think by joining any campaign and organization isn't enough. So the way to help them overcome the problem is we as their friends, we should give support and encourage them to join the organization or the campaign so that they are able to build their own self-confidence no matter how do they look.